Hi, man.
Hello, Ben.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good, just two of us.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be more
I
people
think
joining.
hopefully people probably still on holiday somehow.
Yeah, I know there's the BAMC conference, and I've just listened to Glenn's talk, and Jasmine is chairing that session, so I'm guessing those two won't be able to
Oh, okay, that's
join. So I've been dropping in and out of that this week, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't had a chance to read your updated
Oh yeah,
document yet.
I thought I'd just quickly put some ideas there.
Yeah,
and I had a feeling that's mainly is the one major problem, and we have this time is we didn't have any infrastructure.
Yeah.
Ready, and we try to build a data infrastructure, everything from scratch, and
trying to build that mid-pandemic is not probably the most realistic idea. So.
That will not work, and you building things that takes about a year at least, and you need all the skilled workforces, and we don't really can accumulate them, put them together easily, and the software engineering. As you probably know, that the easiest way is just clone another piece of system, just duplicating, repurposing it. Yeah. And that would be the quicker one. Then you can do it if it's just a simple repurposing without adaptation, and you can do it in weeks. And if you need some adaptation, but you can do it in months. And if we had a similar architecture, we think we can repurpose, say in January 2020, and by March we would have a system running ready for a pan UK scale operation.
I suppose as well, the experts who will be able to build that were probably completely snowed under with other more demanding tasks at that time as well, in terms of getting software working. So it probably takes them longer during the pandemic.
Because all the domain experts, modeling scientists, and so on, they're not used to getting very good supports. And the epidemiologists are sort of not very high priority in the UK in terms of research point of view. And to start with, they didn't know how to ask for supports, and what type of support they should have, and the sense. And in fact, there's fundamentally nothing can be sort of immediately made available to help them, which is also a kind of So that's always my view. From very beginning, I knew that was a major issue. And
do you think we're in a better position now, 12 months later, or do you feel we're still in the same?
I had a feeling we understand the problem better, but by the time now people start to relax again, and we probably it's going to shovel all those ideas again, so it's not going to be bothered, and so the investment is not there, and a lot of things. I always, in fact, a long time ago, I said that we need infrastructure, and we need a kind of infrastructure way to deal with a lot of data, and yeah.
Sorry, it kicked me out then. I think more. There we go.
Yeah, so I would say we need a lot of kind of some infrastructure way, and I think it's also I felt it was one problem in the UK is we actually don't have even a good infrastructure team to know how to build the infrastructure. And if you don't mind me sort of in the way to say it's very, everyone would already specialize on one thing, but not thinking the whole infrastructure what you need to do.
Yeah. I guess that's one small benefit of this, is it sort of forced people to think along those lines and start building things like the RAMP initiative and SCRC, for example. been successful at that.
I think once you have that, and then you be able to redeploy for, I guess, different type of emergency scenario, and there's a possibility even the COVID itself could be carried on for a period, because with the new variants coming up, and so they may not completely die out. The continuous monitoring may still have to be there, and I mean, we don't know yet, and obviously Scotland was always interesting, the animal epidemiology side, and I guess but similar infrastructure can be used for a lot of other routine things, like all the supercomputers. So STFC many years back, I think it's more than 7 years back, at one stage they want do a way to optimize the energy use for the supercomputers. Then I said, okay, is a simple data collection and data analysis, data visualization problem. If you provide the human operators with the way to monitor all the computational operation you analyze their time series behaviors for all the computational processes, you can potentially have an algorithm to recommend where you schedule things differently according to different time, and you can do a lot of clever things, like dynamically, if some process is not too efficient in certain cases, in combined with other process, you can reduce their number of processes they have from time to time, and increase their process from time. So you can do all these manipulations, and again, you need a kind of a small infrastructure to collecting the data. They're all time series at the end. If you think over, they're all just time series, almost like similar to the COVID situation. and the way is slightly different in terms of, but you can also say bring this curve down, bring this curve up. It's a bit like COVID management, except they have to do within 24 hours periods, that varies within the very small scale of manipulation they have to do on a daily basis. So imagine we had developed such an infrastructure, and we can simply say, the COVID coming, actually, we can, all the analytical software, all the visualization software could be repurposed for COVID. The time scale will be longer. We don't need hourly based monitoring, but we need daily based monitoring. And so then they would be saying, okay, we don't necessarily just dealing with 4 or 5 specialists on a shift to watch those supercomputers, but we deal with a national infrastructure for maybe every single region. All the healthcare officers, every single modeling team should be equipped with the way they do things, so we can scale up. How do we scale up? And I'm reasonably sure if someone looking into that, we say we have a much bigger data infrastructure behind. We may duplicate we may have a data kind of people can look into whether we build a super infrastructure or whether we build a distributed infrastructure and allow data to be passing around. So I don't really know, but the total amount of data will not be any more than the supercomputer data they can generate, because they generate at the microsecond level signal. So the energy signal at the microsecond level. So you know that's the So there would be huge amount of data. We just don't have enough those infrastructures. And when I was working on the cybersecurity, again, I said we need a kind of an infrastructure way to deal with cybersecurity. And at the moment, the cybersecurity is in my view, is the only resilience operation don't have a centralized operation.
Okay. Because
all the resilience operation, whether you have a firefighting, healthcare, and the police, they have a centralized organization. But the cybersecurity, like say, here's some software, and each organization you work together. So I said, this is just like giving a bucket to each company to say, yeah, if this fire happens, you sort out yourself, and it's not the right way, so again, you need infrastructure. If you have an infrastructure, although it's maybe there's a security concern, but then you say, okay, it's the same thing. You're dealing with a lot of temporal events, and can they be repurposed for the COVID? Repurpose just meant you just clone one, and then you remove any sensitive security measurement, and then you just repurpose it. That can be done in weeks.
Yeah, it saves you a huge amount of resources and expertise if you can.
Then all the people who used to manage the system or develop the system can be called upon to say, yeah, could you, for the next 3 months, working on the COVID? And that's the things that we need to do to have. And anyway, look like.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is due to join us, but.
And yeah, so 10 minutes passed. So.
Yeah. Do you know what the priorities moving forward are for this? Are we expected to? I haven't worked much on this particular paper this week, but I don't know if there was any. Can't remember if there was any tasks that we were asked.
I had a quick look at the paper yesterday, partially just because of when I was writing my parts, and then I think it just needs one person to take a lead to putting them into the right coherence structure, and then say, for example, the ordering of the number, the sections, it seems to be sometimes goes a quite big topic. It actually goes to a tiny small sort of 8.33 like, and that you need someone to rebalancing to make a decision to say that should be really level 2 section or level 1 section. I think, like you say, it needs to be. So I've done that for the estimation paper this week and just tried to make it consistent across the sections and make it more coherent. And it works well. Once it's got to a particular stage, obviously you need everyone to make their comments and contributions first. But I think it gets to a stage where you do need that person to take the lead. But I guess that would be Nigel, or at least for him to decide who the best person to do that is. I think. But I'll probably try and have a look through the whole document now that it's been integrated together. I think there's a fair amount of contents, but there were things are not. There were definitely things missing. So that some part of our writing seems to be the weak, but other parts of the writing quite strong. And so the whole story isn't clear with the current structure.
Yeah.
I think just someone need to take a lead.
Yeah.
Either Nigel or Richard might be the person to do it.
Yeah, I guess Richard's probably quite tied up, but I'm sure Nigel is as well. So but they would seem like the natural people.
I think it's probably we just nobody coming. We just
it looks like it. I'm sure we'll get an email, but nice to chat to you anyway. And probably see you.
See you next weekend.
Meeting.
Bye, Ben.
Bye for now. Bye.